Going to fight, you don't know what's really going to happen. You know, I watched a lot of his fights and saw a lot of things, and I had to be a little bit open, and I think that paid off because he fought a little bit differently to he usually fights, and that's what MMA is. So it's just, I mean, most of the game isn't the fight itself; it's the mental side to what goes on before. And this fight had a few knocks on my elbows again before the fights. The last 2 weeks was a lot of running and a lot of just getting my mind right.
And you've had a difficult year, surgeries and lots of time out of the cage. How are you feeling now? Now you've just come through a tough fight.
Well, I feel pretty good. I mean, I have a few knocks on my legs, and I'd just like to take sort of 6-7 weeks out. Have a bit of relaxing time, and just I think that's what I needed to do over the last few years before I would fight. Turn around, be in the gym a day later, and fight again a month later. And that's the reason why I had 3 surgeries last year. So now I'll be a little bit smarter, have a little bit more downtime, and just work on my skills.
And you've pretty much cleaned out the middleweight division here domestically in the UK. You fought internationally before. All the talk has been about the UFC. Is that next on the horizon for you? That must be the target, yeah?
I mean, I hope so. Yeah, that's where all the good guys are. That's where, if you look at the top 20 in my division, I think they're all in the UFC. Maybe 1 or 2 are in Strikeforce. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to fight whatever, regardless. So it doesn't really, BAMMA always set good fights. You saw the atmosphere in there tonight. So my contract's up, and we'll speak to BAMMA and we'll speak to whoever else wants to talk. So.
And there's another famous British middleweight, Michael Bisping. How would you feel about perhaps stepping inside the cage for a big event here in the UK for the UFC against someone like Michael Bisping?
I mean, it would be fantastic. I mean, Bisping gets a lot of stick, but look at his performances. He's lost, I think, 3 fights to 3 of the best fighters in the world. And really the only convincing one was Dan Henderson, in my opinion. So I rate Bisping. I don't really see that the UFC would do that. I don't see that Bisping would do it. But for me, why not? That would be ideal for me. Go straight into one of the biggest guys in the UFC. But to me, to talk about fighting him is a little bit disrespectful, I think, in my opinion.
So who would you ideally like to move into a fight with? Let's say the UFC are on the phone and say, okay, we want to get you in. What sort of level are you looking to pitch yourself at?
I mean, I'd ask him for a top 10 guy. Anybody in the top 10, and just go out there and see what they want to do. So.
And final thing, you're known for entertaining the crowd. Your ring walks are legendary. Michael Bublé, talk us through that.
I don't know, I find ways to entertain myself. The Bublé version I wanted, I couldn't actually get, so I had a bit of a long intro and a little bit delayed, but it's just my own thing, it's my own way to get ready, and it's weird, but maybe I'll look back one day and think, what was I doing, but at least it provides me with some entertainment at times.
Well, you entertain the crowd tonight. You're still the world middleweight champion, and hopefully you'll be off to pastures bigger and newer in the not too distant future. Tom Watson, thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much.